Successful people stay on the cutting edge. Successful people stand out from the crowd. Successful people make a difference. Keith Krantz takes you behind the scenes and inside the minds of some of the most successful people today who have pushed through barriers and continue to grow despite a down economy.
My passion is to rack the brains of people who are not only successful in business, but are successful in the way they do business. People not just making a profit, but also making a difference. Because success breeds success.
And now, stay on the cutting edge with all things digital media and learn from top experts how they do it. Here's your host of Success Mashup Radio, Keith Krantz.
Welcome to Success Mashup Radio, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you had a great new year. And I hope you're starting off the new year just like you were hoping. You know, I think this is going to be a great year. I would say my 2012 was about 10 times better than my 2011 was in a lot of different areas. And my goal for myself is my 2013 to be 100 times better than my 2012. So I'm pretty excited, and I hope you are too. What I want to do is I want to take this first segment. I want to talk to you about something that is a big question that's hitting my core business all the time. And what it is I hear this all the time, and the big question is SEO dead? Now, if you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, what the heck is SEO? Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you a story about poker and blackjack, and I'm going to relate that to the question of, is SEO dead? And it's a pretty cool story. And what I'm going to do is people out there that if you own a business or if you're trying to start a new business and grow that business, what you want to do is you want to get, obviously, a lot of people. You want to get traffic. You want to get, people coming to your business, coming to your website. And that's a big question for people nowadays, is how do they do that? Well, there's been a lot of changes in the past year to 2 years with the big behemoth, which is Google. All right. And the story I'm going to tell you about blackjack and poker is Google is basically the same thing as the house or the casino. All right. Or the other people maybe that you're playing against. So basically, SEO, what it stands for is search engine optimization. And because of the big behemoth, which we call Google, they've made a ton of different changes, and they have an algorithm, which is what you call it, which is how they decide which business or which website shows up at the top of a specific search. And they've made a ton of changes over the past year, and actually over 30 changes to their algorithm, and which has caused kind of an uproar in the industry. And so basically, if you own a business, what you want to do is, I want to explain to you why SEO in 2013 is like winning at poker, and why SEO, or getting your website ranked in Google, is more like winning at blackjack used to be. And if you know anybody that's a card counter or used to win at blackjack, then it doesn't work anymore, does it? It just doesn't work anymore. Great book to learn more about this is a book called Bringing Down the House: The Inside Story of 6 MIT Students Who Took Vegas for Millions. And it's a movie now called 21, starred Kevin Spacey. And I actually read this book about, 10, 12 years ago, way before it became a movie. And it's a really great story about these guys that basically learned how to count cards. And by doing that, if you learn how to count cards, you can basically beat the casino, right? Well, I don't think, if you know anybody out there that's counting cards today and beating the casino, I'd like to hear about it, because it just doesn't happen anymore. Why? Because the casinos put in systems to basically not let people be able to do that anymore, okay? A lot of different things they did. Basically, they now have, before they would have a 6-deck shoe, and then they wouldn't shuffle the deck until towards the very end. And what would happen is these card counters would basically count the cards, and then they would figure out when the deck was stacked in their favor, which is basically having a ton of face cards, and then they would change their betting style, and they would play a ton of hands. And there's a bunch of different ways they can do that. But basically, long story short, is that you can learn in a very short period of time how to count cards and how to beat the casino. All right? But guess what happens when the casino finds out? You get banned from the casino. Well, guess what happens when people try to cheat the Google's algorithm? Well, their website gets banned. And over the past 10 years or so, a lot of people were really successful using these, they call it black hat techniques, which I consider counting the cards in blackjack. all right, and they would get websites ranked very quickly and for a long period of time and make tons and tons and tons of money, right? Well, today you can actually still count the cards and you can still game Google's system and get a website ranked really quickly, maybe within a week or so. But guess what's going to happen in about a week after that or a month or two after that? You're going to get banned from the casino. No, they don't take you to the back room like they used to in the good old days, but your website's going to get banned just like these card counters are getting banned from the casinos back in the day, all right? So how is SEO like poker? Basically, in poker, the best players will always win over time, all right? So the more you learn in poker, the better you get. And over time, you can always play a game that you can beat. So if you're playing a table with 9 players and 8 of the other players, or maybe even 2 or 3 or 4 of them, aren't as good as you, over a period of time, you're going to win money. Now, if you sit down for an hour, you might not win after an hour because people will get lucky. It's the same thing if you go out and try to, beat out your competition in the, internet marketing type of ways using shortcuts and get rich quick schemes. You might do well right away, but eventually you're going to lose all your money and it's not going to be good, right? So poker is the same way. The better you get, basically, the bigger game that you can play, the better players you can play against. All right. It's the same way with search. So like on a local level, when a small business is trying to beat out a small business in search, they can use some of these cutting edge strategies that are working today and they can do pretty well, right? But if they want to go out and they want to beat somebody on a national level, some more competitive keywords like maybe finance or pain relief or something like that, it's going to be a lot tougher. It's going to take a lot more work, right? And so if you want to be good at poker, you have to spend a lot of time learning from experts. You need to play at tons and tons, hundreds or thousands of hands. You need to get good. And then over time, guess what? You're going to win. And you're not going to be able to get knocked off very easily. Well, it's the same thing with getting a website ranked in today's environment. It just takes time, okay? And so depending on your competition, that's how much time it takes. And there's no shortcuts. I mean, if there is, you're going to get banned eventually, I promise you, all right? So how do I know this? Well, my company actually manages SEO, search engine optimization campaigns for clients like national, very competitive keyword phrases like back pain relief and stuff like that, financial markets. And also, I'm in a mastermind with a guy named James Schramko, who runs a over $100,000 a month search engine optimization business. And they're very, very cutting edge. They do a ton of testing and things like that to be able to see what's working now. All right. And basically what's working now, and I'm going to go over that right now. And it's before I do that, let me explain how this works. First of all, Google is a service. Okay. They sell a product. What it is. What's their product? Their product is ads. Okay. Google makes money by selling advertising on the side when somebody is searching for an answer or a solution. Right. And in order for them to be able to sell ads, they have to have a lot of traffic coming to their website, which is people like you and me, looking to find out how to lose weight, how to find a business located somewhere, right? There's a lot of different reasons why everybody searches in Google, but we all know we all do it, right? So in order for Google to be successful, they have to have a good product. What's their product? Their product is offering a solution for somebody trying to find an answer. So that's doing a Google search, right? So, of course, what they're trying to do is they're doing the best they can to get rid of people trying to game the system because they want the best results that are showing up when people are searching for an answer to a solution or to a problem. What doesn't work? What doesn't work is basically using automated systems, getting hundreds or thousands of links pointing back to your site, or using spinning articles, using software to create 100 different versions or 5 or 10 different versions of an article that you wrote. These are things that people are doing and have been doing that have literally shut down a lot of companies, SEO companies in general, that were using a lot of these shortcuts that they don't work anymore. So websites are getting penalized and getting knocked off the search engine rankings. So those kind of things don't work. Now, do links still work? What is a link? A link is basically when another website write something about, maybe they're talking about an answer to something and they refer to maybe your website, and that referral, there's an underlined blue line, and that when somebody clicks on that link, it takes them to your website. That's a link back to your site. And what that tells Google is basically it's like a referral. It's like that website referring them to their audience, okay? And in the good old days, that was the most important factor. That was 90% of the deal. And what would happen is people would start to game the system, and they would get all these different links using all these automated systems. And that was basically the problem. And now over the past year, Google has basically put an end to all of these shortcut systems. So how do you get around it? Well, first of all, you stop worrying about getting to the top of Google and start thinking about more targeted traffic coming from everywhere. Okay, coming from Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, press releases, iTunes, articles, traditional media like radio and TV, word of mouth. You get the point? Okay, so basically content is king. If you create good content and you use all these different tools that we have out there today with social media and with writing, with creating content, then what's going to happen is you're going to naturally increase your rankings in Google. And that's what will happen, and that's what happens today. So how do you do that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly step by step what my team does for our content that gets created and for our clients' content that we help manage these types of services for. All right. So basically, I'm going to run through these pretty quickly, and it's basically like the top 10 things that we do after. It's like a checklist that we do every time we create a piece of content, because content is king. You hear that all the time, but it's so unbelievably true. Because what Google wants is they want fresh content. And guess who else wants that? People looking for answers. They want content. And what that does is the search engines actually read that text that shows up on your site, or they see the video, and it really helps with your rankings. But more importantly, when you're starting to use all these different branches like I talk about, is you're actually going to get traffic from a lot of different places. So you need to stop worrying about getting ranked in Google and start thinking about getting targeted traffic, which is visitors coming to your website or your business from different sources. All right. So now, how do you create this content? Well, what I would suggest is using the best form of content that works for you. So for me, I like to do video. I like to write also, but for me, in most cases, it's honestly easier for me to do a video or an audio and then just turn that into an article. So, excuse me, for some people, take a drink of water here. For some reason, I'm out of breath today more than normal. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's been the big break for me, but having a hard time breathing. But anyways, let me go through this list and show you what we do. So basically, you can create a video, you can create an audio, you can write an article. Well, the articles are great because the search engines read that. So they're able to read that text, and that's a big deal. So that's why it's so important, if you are doing a video or an audio, that you do turn it into an article and put that up on your website. All right. Plus, a lot of people like different forms. So some people like to read, some people like to listen to a podcast when they're driving to work or mowing the lawn or exercising. Some people like to watch a video on their computer. Some people like to read an article. It just depends. So you're also hitting all those different types of people. So do what's easiest for you. Now, I like to create videos, and I'll get into that in a second. And with today's technology, with iPhones, it's so easy to create a quick video and have it very easily edited and have it up on your site. I mean, there's obviously, you can take your video to the next level, and there's a lot of different resources for you if you want to do that. And I'll talk about that in a second. Present company included, Bruce and Josh. If you guys want to have professional videos, you're going to want to talk to them and get video recorded and edited, because that's what these guys do. One of the things they do, but if you want to do it yourself, it's also so easy to do it and just get stuff up there. So basically, why do you want to do video? 3 main reasons. People love video. Okay, it's the best way to get a potential customer or client to know, like, and trust you. Once they see you on video, they get this instant feeling that they already know you. It's weird. Try it sometime. It's like when you're watching TV, you always feel like you already know the celebrities because you're seeing them on TV all the time. So that's a big deal. Number 2, Google and the other search engines love video. Google owns YouTube. Okay, you're always seeing the video showing up now when you're doing a search, because it's easier to get your answers from a video. It's easier to, if you're trying to, for example, if you're trying to read instructions on how to put something together, would you rather watch a video or read, 10 pages? Typically it's a video, right? And the other reason is I think they're easy to create, but also they're great for repurposing and syndicating. All right, that's why my content creation syndication starts with a video, because once I do a video, guess what happens next? All right, so I'm going to go through this list of items. So for example, this segment right here, when I'm done with this segment, we will turn this into a YouTube video. Okay, I've already got an intro and I've already got an ending already edited, so it's easy. So basically I just plug in this little 10, 12, 15 minute segment into my editing software that I've already done the beginning and the end. Boom, about 10 minutes later, the video is done. Now what I can do is I can upload that to YouTube, or I can have my team upload it to YouTube, kind of optimize it for what we're trying to get the video ranked for or get people to watch it for. All right. Then that video gets transcribed into a conversation style transcription. Okay, word for word. And we can take that and we can post that up on the site where the video is going to go. After that, an article gets written about the video. So I have a team member that she writes an article about that video, about that interview. Next thing that happens is a press release is written and submitted through prweb.com, which is at the premium level. Okay, we have a package through them, so it's actually a $369 service to submit it through PRWeb. It goes out to hundreds of different media outlets, online media outlets, and sources like that. All right. Then a podcast is created in some cases, not all cases, and submitted to iTunes automatically. Once that's already set, once the setup part for a podcast is done, after that, all you do is basically just upload the audio to your website and it all happens automatically. It's pretty cool. Then everything gets posted up on my website or blog or client's website or blog with the social share buttons. Okay, so every blog post that I do has the social share button. So Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest. Okay, so basically when somebody reads it, they can easily share it to their network. And Google+ is important. You want to make sure you have that because that's going to help for search engine optimization. Google+, I know it's kind of a ghost town as far as a social network's concerned, but in my opinion, it's very important with SEO, and Google is using the data to figure out if you are relevant, okay? And that's a big deal. What they're also starting to do is they're also starting to build an author rank. Okay, Google is starting to build, and Google Plus is a big way for them to build that author rank. So you want to start continuing to use that. It's a big deal. And I'll have more details on that as we test over the next 6 to 12 months. But then what happens after that? Okay, so for example, at the time of this recording, my last blog post I did was about a week ago, and it was a video that I talked about my new Facebook advertising checklist, actually my Facebook checklist. And I did this process, and at this recording, it's been shared 63 times with a ton of different likes, tweaks, and Google Pluses. All right, because I did that. Then what happens after I do all that? Okay, so basically I have a blog post. I copy and paste the code on my YouTube channel onto my site. Okay, then I take the transcription that was done or the article and I can place that below it. And then I can do a press release, or my team writes the press release, and then I submit it. Then what we do is send an email out to my list telling everybody about it, so that kind of ignites it. Then I do a manual Facebook status update linking to that post or article, share it on Pinterest, share it on Google+, all that stuff, okay? And we do all that manually, okay? I know there's a lot of automated systems out there where you can Facebook comment and tweet stuff automatically, and I wouldn't recommend using those for really anything besides Twitter, because what happens is the systems like Google Plus and Facebook, they know that you're using an automated tool and you're not actually going to the website and making a posting, so they'll just bury your post in the newsfeed anyway. So that's just a little quick note. So then what we do sometimes, in a lot of cases, to really ignite it, is we run targeted Facebook ads to that post, okay, or that article. But typically we do it right to the post on the Facebook page because that post has the link to the article, all right? So we do Facebook ads. For example, the last one I did was targeting people that like BNI, which is a business networking group, and they were 45 years and older, okay? So we do that. So now we're targeting, for my business, highly targeted individuals, and they're coming and they're sharing it. And so now you're getting all this traffic coming to your website from all these different sources that Google sees all that, and they're spending more time. There's a video. And guess what happens to your natural search engine rankings? They start to move up naturally. But more importantly, you're also getting traffic from all these different sources. YouTube is my #1 referral. Facebook's #2. So So a lot of cases, people are coming from those different areas. So you want to think about all these different things as not just a way to get ranked. Think about them as a way to get more traffic. And then another kind of big juice way to help your SEO is sometimes rewrite 3 or 4 different versions of those articles, handwritten. You can have a team do that. You can outsource this stuff, a lot of this stuff. And then you can post that rewritten article on another website, maybe like a third-party Web 2.0, like a WordPress blog or blogger.com kind of site. And then you can link back to your main site. Okay, that's a little bit more advanced, but basically that's the system. That's what we do. Okay, it's that easy. Anybody can do it, and I promise you, if you start to do this on a monthly basis or weekly basis, just watch what happens. All right. Now, quick, I'm going to wrap this up here in about 3 minutes here. If you don't like video, don't do video. Don't stress about it. Start with audio. Start with a written article. Okay, you can always use photos or slides, and you can turn your article into a video. You know, or hire somebody to do it, or just hire Bruce and Josh here to come film you. Okay. Like I said, if you do want to do video, hire professional video. You are going to want to. I'll put a link to the show notes here into this article. This video that will be turned into an article. I'll put a link to Hudson's Portrait Design because these guys do really good video if you want to get recorded and then have that edited. And the reason I'm saying Bruce and Josh, not just because they're on the show today, but more importantly because they do video, is because these guys don't just do video. These guys have a marketing background. Okay, that's how I met them, is in the marketing world. And they will help you turn that video into a video that will actually help your business get more business. So that is the biggest factor, in my opinion. You won't find that in a videographer out there anywhere. So another way, if you want to do all this, take a really big shortcut, is come on the radio show. Okay, come on this show, either be a guest to come on in or be a call-in guest. Okay, so if you get accepted, you have to come to the website, successmashupradio.com, fill out a little form there, and if we okay you to come on the show, we can do call-ins or we can do in-studio guests. Guess what? All that stuff that I just showed you, we do it all for you. So basically, you come in, we chat for about 10 or 15 minutes. My team turns it into a video, writes an article, does a press release, does all the Facebook stuff we talked about. And we even have packages for people that want to come every single month, and we do all this content for you. And we'll even actually, in some cases, run targeted Facebook ads to your specific ideal audience. It's a pretty cool system. Check it out. We're just kind of tailoring it and tweaking it and fine-tuning it right now. But if you want to get all this done for you and not have to worry about all the technical side of things or even creating the content, you just come in here and talk for 10 minutes, and then we turn it into a video, article, press release, and all that. Go ahead and just go to successmashupradio.com. Check it out. Email me, keith@dominatewebmedia.com, and I can chat with you more about it. But we're out of time now, so I want to go ahead and wrap up this segment. So please, if you're watching this video, share it, like it. On a later date. If you're listening live, go to successmashupradio.com. Check it out there. And otherwise, I hope it was really, really helpful for you. And if you have any questions, just comment below on the recorded version of this after I do the little checklist that I just told you about. All right, so I'm going to come back in a couple minutes here, and we're going to talk to Bruce and Josh about some of the cutting-edge ways they're taking their business to the next level and how they're helping other businesses take their business to the next level and what's working now in 2013.